There is a concern about the human condition that we seem to be fascinated with death and destruction. So we love rubbernecking crime. And we know this from crime programs that are on at the moment and over the last number of years. And quite frankly, the more heinous the crime, the more we like it. The problem is with this human condition is that society, environment, family and media are pushing the boundaries out ever farther to the point where we become dehumanized. My name is John O'Keefe and I am a criminologist and lecturer in forensic psychology. The big issue we have in crime is that all crime, whether it's serious crime or less serious crime, tends to be focused on the offender, not the victim. It's time, particularly in the light of the recent massacre, that we stop doing that we change the focus back to the victim. What's different about this particular instance is for the first time, somebody has stood out and said, no, it is not about the offender. I am going to put aside the sort of visceral, primeval interest in the heinousness of the offence, and in fact I'm going to look at the victims, I'm going to look at their lives.
He sought many things from his act of terror, but one was notoriety. And that is why you will never hear me mention his name. Speak the names of those who were lost, rather than the name of the man who took them.
So in other words, victimhood is taking centre stage, and that becomes the story. And that's a real big turnaround. I think this is a very important development, and I think it's something we need to copy here. We need to be looking at victims and not at offender. A pixelated offender's face is what I want to see. The story is far more interesting about the victim. If we want to be crude about it, it's a life that's well lived and destroyed in seconds. That's where we need to go. We have to learn empathy, not sympathy. Sympathy abounds. Everybody's got sympathy. Until editors and journalists and other media outlets change the storyline, which by the way will sell more papers, will attract more people online. How much coverage has been given of the New Zealand Prime Minister because she put on the hijab and she made sure that offender's face was pixelated? Far more than she would have ever got for the trite, this is terrible, this is awful, what about the victims? If you want to sell newspapers, change that storyline and you're doing something for humanity as well.